Hey everybody, this is Daniela. I'm getting ready to go for a run, but I thought I'd do a VEDA video before I did that and got all sweaty. So if you saw yesterday's late night video, I was planning to stay up late to watch the national championship for the NCAA basketball tournament with my school, the North Carolina Tar Heels, and playing against Gonzaga University. And we won, and I'm so happy. I know that it's just basketball, that it's just a sport, and at the end of the day, if we hadn't won, I would be kind of sad about it, but I'd still be going about my day. But it's amazing how important something like that can seem. In fact, I'm wearing my 2009 championship shirt. When I was growing up, I didn't really watch sports very often, although I did play basketball, and it's something that I've enjoyed a lot. But then when I went to UNC, I learned quickly that it's a pretty big basketball school, and basketball there is a lot of people are into it. And I enjoyed my time at UNC the whole time I was there. I loved being there. I loved the campus ministry I was involved in, and I just loved it. And kind of following Carolina basketball while I was there, it was very easy to do because everybody's a Tar Heel there. And sometimes I would pay attention to the games. After graduating, I didn't always, or still don't always, follow basketball season because life gets busy and sometimes almost the entire season will go by and I'm like, oh, did we have a good season or not? But even, let's see, I graduated from college 6 years ago, and whenever I do tune into a basketball game, it's like it kind of brings me back to my time there and makes me feel connected to all the Tar Heels out there, whether I know them or not. So last year, 2016, was the first time we had made it to the tournament since 2009 in 7 years. And I'm gonna walk around because I've been sitting and I'm getting a little bored. Anyway, and I remember watching last year's tournament and feeling so excited, and you just, even though again it is just sports, but in those moments when it's your team and your school and they're doing well and they're winning their games, it's just so, like, you feel so elated. And we made it to the finals, and I don't ever assume that we're going to win because if both of the teams make it that far, they're obviously either of them could win. There's just an equal chance. And it was a pretty close game the whole time. Both of the teams were pretty evenly matched, and we ended up losing at the last second at a buzzer beater. Villanova hit a three-point shot, and I was sad, but it was harder seeing all the UNC players like crying, especially the seniors, and that's the hardest for me, and I'm sure for the coach. And so this year, watching the tournament, and then we just kept winning and getting a little bit farther, and then we made it to the Sweet 16 and then the Elite 8. I was so nervous watching just the score update on that game, and then one of our players, Luke May, made a basket at the last second, and we won the game and made it to the Final Four, and we beat Oregon, and we made it to the championship again. And I got to watch my Tar Heels win in a championship for the second time, and I actually had a reason to stay up past the game for the announcements at the end and to hear them play One Shining Moment, which is the song that they play at the end of the NCAA tournament games, the men's and the women's, at least in basketball, where they have like a montage of videos from throughout the tournament and they play the song over it that Luther Vandross sings, and it's enough to get me emotional because it's like, oh, look at these people winning and my school's the one that won. And again, at the end of the day, I know that it's just basketball, but it's the fact that it's my school and it's my people, and I feel like part of that. And then there's this journalist, the sports writer named Adam Lucas, who he went to UNC and he writes for the Tar Heel Sports Network. And I love just reading his articles too because he's a really good writer, and I always feel really connected when I read his pieces about Chapel Hill and the love we have for it in the basketball program, and I just read it and think, yes, I totally relate to that. I feel the same way. That is me. So I'm going to stop rambling now because I could talk a long time about my feelings for Carolina basketball, that even though I've graduated 6 years ago and don't always follow each and every single basketball game of ours, when I do, it reminds me how much I loved being at UNC and how much I love being a Tar Heel, and how good it feels when this community that you're part of has this success to celebrate together. In a way, it kind of makes me, it's similar to how I feel connected to Nerdfighteria. So that's it for today, and I will see you tomorrow, and I am still so happy. I'll probably put links down below to Adam Lucas's most recent article and One Shining Moment, because if you haven't heard it, and you do, you'll kind of understand. That's kind of my feelings in a song form right now. Bye.